Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is TALPod. You guys are seeing this right now. Oh, boom! Okay, it works. Today we are back with the TALPod, and I am joined with my best crew, Dinomatt7 and Falcofart. So, today we're doing the best indie games that we covered in 2014 with a little bit of a special surprise in for you at the end. So first off, we're going to start off with the first indie game we did of 2014, which was One Chance. Now, this is a game that I did alone by myself, and I found the story really riveting. It's a story about a post-apocalyptic world futuristic world ridden with cancer, and a group of scientists think that they've solved cancer and they've cured it. But it turns out that the cure actually kills all cells in the human body and eventually the world, and the world will be dying in quite a couple of days, and you have to make sure that you make the right decisions, and you only have one chance, as the game will not allow you to restart. Unless you clear your cache, but that's a little bit cheating, and I didn't do that. I ended up not really making the right decisions to save the world, but at least I was happy with my family. I'm going to give this game a nice solid 7.5, and you can find it on Newgrounds or on my channel. So game number 2 of the year was me and Dinomatt7 doing Firepoint, which is a cute little pixel-style game where you play as a firefighter who is the worst firefighter in the world. Now, Dinomatt7 doesn't really remember the game, but he's in it, and you guys can watch the commentary. Now, I think it's a really fun little game, and I would recommend you check it out. It's actually a download game, so you can find it off Game Jolt. It's actually a download game, and you can download it and have a little bit of fun with yourself. Fun with yourself? No, you don't have a little fun by yourself. And that's a cute little game where you play as a fireman, and you solve some kooky missions with some interesting results. I'm going to give that game a nice solid 8. I really like that game. So Gods will be watching. Now, that's the first episode that me and Dinomatt7 are going to kind of chime in on, both of us, and get an average kind of score. Because even though it was me and Quicksilver that were doing the video, Dinomatt7 jumped in, and he's been watching the video, and he's been playing the game himself. So what do you think about Gods will be watching? Give me your feedback or your description of the game.
I think, what do I rate it?
Sure.
7.
He's going to give it a 7. Well, Gods will be watching. Now, this is the kind of pre-test or the beta to the game that we played. And it was about a bunch of crew stranded on an ice planet, and you as the captain have to keep your crew from going crazy and keep them together and eventually get your way off the planet. Now, I think I tried twice in the video, but I just could not conquer it. And that's where the video ended. But I'm going to give it a 7. So you said 7? That means the average score is 7 for this game. Okay, how about I Saw Her Standing There? Now, remember, if you watched last year's TALPod, which was right around this time too, you saw the best indie games of 2013, and you had I Saw Her Standing There on that list. Now, we finished the game in 2014, so I'm putting it here. So just that part, the end of the game, I'm gonna give it a 7. Now, I don't think it was quite as good as the first half. I feel that the first half was more emotional, but the second half focused more on finishing it up, and I felt like they tried to wrap it up a little bit too quickly. What do you think, Dinomatt7?
I'd give it a 6.5.
And I gave it a 6. That means the average score is 6.25. And don't get me wrong, I Saw Her Standing There was a great game from start to finish, but the first half, I would say, is better than the second half. Alright, so Pretend You're Zizzy. Now, this is when I did it alone. Now, this is the online fake of Cards Against Humanity, which I think is hilariously funny. And they have this online version, and I played it alone, and I think we had a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give this game a nice, solid 9, because it is hilarious. It gets you revving. It's a little bit explicit, and it's a little bit sexual.
Are any of them not solid?
Yeah, definitely. No, not really this year. Last year was a little bit of a bad year. This year is a much better year. So I'm going to give this game a nice solid 9, because it was great. So this one is a Dinomatt7 solo. It's Don't Shoot. Explain what the game is, and then give your score.
You try not to shoot a puppy by not moving your mouse. That's pretty much the whole premise of the game. And I give it a 7.
So he's going to give it a 7. Did you have fun playing the game?
Yeah.
Okay, what about 2048, the Minecrafters edition? Because this is the one you did, and then I reprised it with the Pokemon version, but you did the Minecrafters version. And tell me how you thought about it.
It was pretty fun. I probably would have preferred doing the original one. So I'm gonna give this one a 6.
A 6. Now, I played the Pokemon one. Now, if you don't know what 2048 is, it's this cute puzzle number game. And you have to try to match 2 of the same number together in a small 4x4 grid without getting yourself trapped. And you're trying to reach the magical number of 2048. Now, there have been many different spin-offs using different types of series. So instead of numbers, they'll use pictures, or instead of pictures, they use some sort of other symbols. And you're trying to combine things to get to the highest possible number within the confines of the 4x4 square. And you're just trying to get there without trapping yourself. And it's actually pretty challenging. I'm going to give the Pokemon edition a 7. I like the Pokemon edition.
What would you give normal 2048?
An 8.5. I'd give normal 2048 an 8.5 because it's the original. It's most originals are better than the spin-offs. It's like most books are better than the movies. Just checking to see if we're still recording. We are. Most books are better than the movies, except for maybe like most books are better than movies. So things like that. Okay, so EnviroBear 2000. Now this is a game that I played with Luke or Pentacraft. Go check out his channel, and we have a lot of fun. The audio of the game is a little bit overpowering, but you can still hear us screaming, having a good time, like we're really this one-handed bear in this truck, driving around trying to collect fish before hibernation. So Dinomatt7, what do you give this game?
I give it a 6.5.
Oh, really that low? I thought it was it was a real hoot. I'm giving this game a solid. Well, it's not really solid if I have to think about it. I'm giving this game a 8.5. So the average between that is 7.5.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
What did he say?
6.5.
36.
So long story. Now this is a game that me and Dinomatt7 played together, and I controlled the game, but he controlled the actions. And this is just part 1 because part 2 hadn't been released at the time, and I'm still not quite sure if it has been released. But we will see as we go on. Now, Dinomatt7, what did you think about the game controlling the actions? Did you feel like you really controlled the lives of the people?
Yes, I did.
So what would you give your experience with the game?
An 8.
An 8. That's
What
actually,
game is this?
it's a game called Long Story. It's an indie game. You can find it. You can download it from their website. I had a lot of fun with it. Maybe not as much fun as Dinomatt7 because I didn't get to make the decisions. So I'm going to give this game 7. So that means the average is 7.5 because you said 8, right?
You sure about that?
So Realistic Summer Sports Simulator, or RSSS. I thought this game was a real hoot. You were controlling an athlete using your mouse doing Olympic
Different
summer
sports.
challenges, and it is a real hoot because it's hard to control these dudes.
Yeah.
So you're flying all over the place. But we did a couple of them, and I showed off every single sport. And we actually ended up winning the bronze, I think, in the video. I'm not quite sure, but I think we won the bronze in the video, beating out Kyrgyzstan and a bunch of other countries that I didn't recognize. All right, what do you give this game, then?
I'm giving it a 9.
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 9 too. I think it was a good game.
A 9.2? Like 92?
No, a 9 as
92%?
well.
Like 9.2?
Okay, so here's Dinomatt7. So remember when we played Pretend You're Zizzy as together?
Yeah. And I had that good Star Wars combo.
And you had the good Star Wars combo that didn't end up winning, and then the game crashed basically almost.
Yes.
Because the server froze up and
They didn't like my Star Wars combo.
they didn't like your Star Wars comment too much, and the timer was like ended up being like 24 days.
Yeah.
So we had to exit out and end that video. What do you think? What do you think about this
Of
game?
that round or the game?
Of the game in general.
I'm giving it 7.5.
That's gonna be Dinomatt7 score since I already gave a score. I gave a score of 9 and he gave a score of 7.5. All right, so Raft Wars. This is a 2-parter I did from a game.
I watched that. You suck at that game.
I know. I just couldn't get past. I couldn't get past the last level. Oh, I was so close. So close, but I just couldn't get past that last level, ladies and gentlemen. So we were stuck on there for about 20 minutes and before I finally called it quits. But I think it was a great game. What do you think, Dinomatt7?
I thought it was a great game also. I played the whole game once.
Please rub it in. Please do rub it in.
And
I completed it all first try.
and yeah, it's a pretty good game. I'm giving it a 9.
Well,
I think 9. Yeah.
I think that score's a little bit high for me. I'm going to give it
It's a great concept.
a 7.
I thought
I'm going to give it a 7.
Anything intense.
the ending's good.
We have never given away a perfect 10, have we?
No.
I don't think we've
Yeah.
ever given away perfect.
You
10.
haven't seen the ending of the game.
I haven't.
That's why.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's what's holding me back. Okay, Dayglow Emperor. This was a game that I did. It's a cute little platformer. I'm not giving it a 10, unfortunately. It's a lot of fun. It's a real hoot, and it's a real fun game just to waste a little bit of time. And you're jumping from car to car, trying not to fall. So I'm going to give this game a drumroll, please. That is not a drumroll. That's you falling over.
Well, that's me trying to click accept.
7.5.
We didn't have very many low ranked games.
Yeah, this year was really good for games. Remember
we
last
didn't-
year we
we
had
never-
like 4? Like Zombies Inc. was the worst game of the year.
I like that game.
But it gets a little repetitive, right?
You made it like a 1 and I gave it like a 10 or something like that. And you're like, no, that equals to a 4.
Okay, so it wasn't those numbers exactly because I did the math. It was sound. So the worst game of the year, unfortunately, is the second half of I Saw Her Standing There, and that makes me actually kind of.
No.
Oh no, sorry. The worst game was Minecrafters 2048. My bad. I don't have eyes today.
It's 0.25 off.
0.25 off of being the worst game. Because it was made by an independent developer. It was a modification made by an independent developer.
No. We probably just took the coding and changed the pictures.
Exactly. Made by an
I
independent
could do
developer.
that if I wanted to.
And that means the best game of the year goes to. It's a tie between Realistic Summer Sports Simulator and my alone experience with Pretend You're Zizzy. So
It would have won. The realistic summer sports simulator would have won if your Zizzy and my Zizzy were
combined.
So if my Zizzy touched your Zizzy,
so I guess
we would have created a whole new Zizzy.
So I guess the actual best game of 2014 that we played on TALPod's in Presents Indie category would be Realistic Summer Sports Simulator. Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed. Now, I'm going to throw in a little bit of a special here at the end. Dinomatt7 has prepared his top 7 games that he either owns or has close family that owns, and he enjoys playing them that came out this year. So we're going to call it Dinomatt7's Top 7. So let's start out with the 7th episode, with the 7th of the game.
The final episode of The Wolf Among Us was a great game. I thought the ending was brilliant. So I put it on as my 7th game, or my 7th game in my list.
And what device did you play it on?
My iPad.
Your
So
iPad.
iOS.
So iOS.
I was thinking about buying it for my computer, but my computer is my computer,
Yeah.
which is bad. So
All right, let's look at number 6.
Don't Starve Together. Now I thought this was a brilliant idea for people to play Don't Starve Together, but it's harder to play Don't Starve. It's harder to play Don't Starve with other people because. Sorry. I'm sorry. Falco Park's doing stuff to make me laugh. I'm sorry. It's harder to play because there's less resources for you to have for yourself. So if it was easier, you could spend more time with your friends in the game. So that's why it was ranked at 6 on my list.
Number 5.
Is The Sims 4. I thought it was a fun continuation of the series, and it has excellent graphics compared to the third Sims.
Oh, let me just ask, where did you play Don't Starve Together? What platform?
Oh, on my computer.
And
It's
Sims
the
4?
only thing that is out on. And
Oh, okay.
same with Sims 4, only on computer.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so number 4.
Number 4 is Battle Block Theater. I thought this was a fun game to play with friends. It was basically made to play with friends. You can play it by yourself, but it's made to play with friends. So I thought I had lots of fun playing it with other people.
What platform did you play it on?
Xbox.
All right, platform number 3.
I thought Hearthstone was a great game. It's probably the best card game I've ever played. I played Go Fish. And it's good for all ages, although it says rated T. I think it's good for all ages.
How is it rated T?
I don't know. It's Blizzard.
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 So wait. So they're saying that Hearthstone is the same rating as Destiny.
Yes.
What platform did you play that on?
Computer and iPad.
Number 2. Oh, I went sideways.
Well, that's not good.
Trying to be intense about it. Number 2.
Banished. I thought this was a great game. It's a mixture of pretty much SimCity and Minecraft put together with good graphics.
Is that possible?
It's
Your computer, is that possible?
it gives you a good challenge to play with. You feel accomplished when you do good in the game.
So, what platform did you play that on?
I played it on the computer.
Is that the only platform it's available
Yes,
on?
only computer.
So I'm having a bad time today. So number 1, the best game that Dinomatt7 played in 2014 is
Mario Kart 8. It was a great game for the series.
Have you honestly played that game?
I have played it.
Where?
I played it at my cousin's house. I played it on his Wii U, which the controller's kind of weird to hold.
It's the only thing you can play on.
It's
DS.
it's really fun. The only thing is that the controller, since it's the whole Wii U, it's kind of awkward to hold. So yeah, that it was number 1.
you've heard the top indie games of 2014 that were done on the Talpers channels, and you heard Dinomatt7's top 7 of 2014. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope you guys have want to join us again for another great year of YouTube in 2015. I know we're already a little bit into 2015, but I hope you guys enjoy another great year, and just keep making it awesome, guys.
We'll see you later.
See you in 2016 for another episode
15.
of TALPod.
15.
15 for another episode of TALPod. See you guys. Bye.